How to survive a bad divorce. It may take time and it may never be complete or absolute, especially when the other side makes some serious contribution to keep the tension. So all we can do here is to improve ourselves so we can survive, yet it doesn't mean that sometimes the other party will try to keep us inside the jungle. Yeah, and this is a part of the problem, a part of this deal, that two people that had bad marriage, instead of finding ways just to end it and go their ways, especially when there are children around, maintain this bad relationship in a bleeding way, in a bleeding connection through this bad divorce, and each one is trying to keep the other one inside this space of struggle, of fighting, of ever disputing, of intolerance. Your job is to do your best to get out of the jungle one day. Don't hurry, I told you. You need to be ready. But it doesn't mean that the other side will not try to keep fighting you, to keep provoking you. Because if they don't do any emotional process, if they don't take responsibility of their part in the bad marriage that is followed by a bad divorce, if they keep this status of being in a conflict, there's not much that you can do about it. All you can do is to clean your emotional system, to recover from your unconscious need to be there in this jungle, in this bad relationship, until you're ready to go your way. And the other side may still shout and try to say things and do things, but the further you go, you walk, you take your own path out of the jungle, the further you are becoming a new kind of human being, a new person, and this other person, this partner, old partner of yours, can no longer harm you, but doesn't say he or she will not try. So, first of all, we would like to know how we pass this jungle and still be in some connection until we are ready to live, really live, and not in a spontaneous, impulsive way. We need to get ready. This is what we do here. So, chapter 5. Take a good look at your denials. Denial may be the most damaging defense mechanism we tend to use. Denial. I think that we deny so many parts of our bad marriage and let them stay until there's no other option but to divorce. But before we divorce, we deny so many clear signs, so many messages, information that is clearly showing us that something is wrong here. Something is not functioning, and we deny it. Denying means that we continue despite the problems that have no option of being solved or even reduced. We deny them. We look the other way. We put our head in the sand, in the sand. Yes. And currently, when you lick your wounds inside this jungle and you prepare yourself for a new day in the jungle, it is time for you to look at your denials. And now, when you're divorced, when you are apart, it's hard because you get an opportunity to really see your denials because you are not enmeshed there anymore. You don't have to see this person every day. You don't have to sleep beside him or her. You don't need to say good morning and drink your coffee near her or him. Now you are in separate homes, separate places, so you may have new perspectives at your denials, and it is very important for you now to deal with it, because your denials are among the building blocks of the bad marriage and the bad divorce. You may have denied who you are. You may have denied your limitations. You may have denied your emotional pain, your emotional needs. You had this idea and urge to make a family. And for this idea, you may have sacrificed many values, many needs. You may have compromised some of your important boundaries during this marriage. And you did this in order to sustain a family. That's okay. You can appreciate your decision that you used to make then, but they had the price. And now it is important for you to go on a process of breaking more and more denials and seeing the truth the way you can see the truth. To be honest with yourself. It doesn't mean that you need to be judging towards yourself. No, this is not the case. It means that you need to see reality with a compassionate perspective towards yourself, with an attempt to understand, to hug yourself, to realize your weakness, to realize that there are places in your personality that couldn't do better, and it's okay because this is who you are. You cannot be someone else. And so many people have the same problem because, as I said before, we are not trained, we are not prepared, we carry our childhood wounds into our marriage, and then we bring children to the world, and we don't even realize that we participate in this damaging, hurting dance until one day we wake up and say, oh, stop this. I can't do it anymore. We all in the same boat. Most of us. Okay? Now it's a process. It's a healing process. It's a cleansing process. And you may not be aware of all your denials. It's okay, this is how they work. We deny our denials, and it takes time for us to wake up and to realize that we lived in a kind of illusion, a fantasy. We created in our imagination a reality that was relatively comfortable for us. This imagined reality was built on many denials. You denied the real nature of your ex-husband or wife. You denied your own functioning in this marriage. You denied the major problems that couldn't be bridged between you. You denied the poor emotional connection that I guess was there between you. You had to deny, otherwise you couldn't be there. Now, the fact that you had bad marriage and is followed by a bad divorce, and the worse the divorce, then it may be a sign, I guess, there's no much room for doubt about this, that the worse the divorce, the more we understand how bad the marriage was. And it's not easy for us to do this retrospective look at our marriage, at things that we decided to do, at our choices, at our behavior, and to realize that we were involved in a kind of a system that was heavily influenced by pain, by misunderstanding, even maybe by hostility, by suspiciousness. I don't know, every bad marriage with its features. But you were there. And your job now is to strip yourself from any denial that you keep on holding. Even currently, now, you may be denying things regarding her or him or regarding both of you. I want you to consider the option that you keep on denying, and it's okay. It's a defense mechanism we all use. When I say defense mechanism, I'm saying that in a psychological way, psychological point of view, we need defense mechanism like repression, like rationalization, etc., and also denial, to maintain what we call normal living, not to fall apart. But there is a cost for this defense mechanism, especially for denials. Denial held your bad marriage. Denial helped your bad marriage continue. Now you may say that it was good, you may say it was bad, but this is a fact. Now you need to release yourself from your denials. And as I said before, we always have some denials that we haven't admitted yet that they exist. Now it's your job, when you want to travel this jungle and survive it, and one day get out of it, to open up, to open these denials, to look at them as honestly as you can, to admit to yourself that you have denied some issues that you weren't comfortable admitting that were there. You may be ashamed, you may feel that revealing this fact or other fact about the way you were husband or wife, the way you maintain your couple relationship, you may feel that exposing yourself to this knowledge may hurt you too much, or may show that you're not a good person or you're not functioning well, but it's not the case. We are here in a process of healing. We want to get better. So we need to open all the wounds as possible as we can and just look. Just look. Stop denying them. So we can travel our jungle with all our emotional energy available. Because once we deny too much, many of our emotional resources are utilized for this denial. Yeah, we need to invest energy to deny. But when we release ourselves from denials, we have new available emotional energy needed to pass this jungle. So, in the next chapter, I will go even further about this needed honesty between you and yourself, so we can clear the table and continue to our more important goals that are waiting for us later, like what you're going to see in part 3, shame, loss, and disappointment. Much heavier issues that all our denials are there to hide us from these negative feelings, but we need to go there. We need to go to the heart of the jungle to realize where we are aching, to heal this place, and then start creating our ticket out of the jungle.